I told you so.
When somebody like Bob Lazar suddenly disappeared from public view, only to reappear 4 years later and tell the whole world, "I told you so," on a very controversial matter like UFOs, it is important to hear him out. Why did Lazar disappear, and why is he taunting the world with, "I told you so"? You can't delve into the life of Bob Lazar and not be intrigued by the depths of his scientific pursuits, knowledge, and experience. Regardless of what one may believe about his later revelations, there's no denying that Lazar is a figure whose background sets him apart from his peers. Lazar displayed an insatiable curiosity and talent for the sciences from early on. Born in 1959 in Coral Gables, Florida, he grew up in a time when the world was rapidly evolving with technology. The space race was at its peak, and the excitement of exploring the unknown captured the imagination of many, including a young Lazar. But it wasn't just large-scale, celestial bodies that caught his attention. As a teenager, Lazar showcased an incredible talent for understanding the intricate dynamics of electronics and physics. Legend has it that while still a high school student, he crafted a jet-powered bicycle, which, though perhaps more wild experiment than practical transportation, demonstrated his propensity for imaginative and unconventional applications of science. Lazar's formal education took him to Pierce Junior College and later California State University Northridge, where he pursued studies in physics and electronic technology. While the specifics of his academic achievements are often overshadowed by his later claims, his passion for the subject matter was evident. Lazar's expertise did not go unnoticed in the realm of professional endeavors. His early career saw him working at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, a premier institution at the forefront of nuclear research. Here, his role primarily centered around the study of advanced propulsion systems and the potential applications of these technologies. It's essential to acknowledge the caliber of Los Alamos as an institution and the kind of advanced, highly classified work that it undertakes. Being part of such an environment undoubtedly speaks volumes about Lazar's skills and knowledge. One particularly fascinating project that Lazar undertook was the construction of a jet car. Using old jet engines and an innate understanding of propulsion dynamics, he constructed a vehicle that was not just functional, but incredibly advanced for its time. For many in the scientific community, this project cemented Lazar's reputation as an innovator, someone who wasn't afraid to think outside the box and push the boundaries of what was possible. His penchant for jet propulsion didn't end there. Lazar also worked on converting a conventional car to be powered by a hydrogen fuel system, a nod towards more sustainable and advanced energy sources long before they even became mainstream discussions. And even outside the confines of formal work, Lazar's personal hobbies further reflected his intense passion for science. He set up a home laboratory, not merely as a place for casual experiments, but as a haven for serious research and development. Reports suggest he spent countless hours here, engrossed in projects that spanned a broad spectrum of scientific disciplines. One of the most delightful anecdotes about Bob Lazar has to do with his love for pyrotechnics. While most children play with fireworks, Lazar took it a step further. He became a licensed pyrotechnician, turning the night sky into his canvas. However, one might argue that one of Lazar's most distinguishing qualities is his unyielding quest for knowledge. Unlike many professionals who, once established in their careers, become static in their learning, Lazar constantly sought to understand the intricacies of the universe around him. This trait, paired with his hands-on approach to science, has made him a maverick in many respects. To truly appreciate Bob Lazar's background, it's essential to consider the era in which he emerged. The latter half of the 20th century was a hotbed for technological advancements. Computers were becoming household items, space exploration was breaking new ground, and the boundaries of physics were being relentlessly pushed. Against this backdrop, Lazar was not just a passive observer, but an active participant, contributing to the collective journey of understanding and innovation. Lazar, however, is no stranger to controversies, especially concerning aliens and UFOs. But what is interesting is that thanks to the latest U.S. congressional hearing on UFOs, Lazar can finally say to his critics, "I told you so." Lazar is a man who claims to have seen and worked on UFOs and aliens while he was employed by NASA in the late 1980s. His story has sparked a lot of interest and debate among the public and researchers. Lazar first came to public attention in 1989 when he gave an anonymous interview to a Las Vegas television station using the pseudonym Dennis. In the interview, he claimed that he was hired by a company called EG&G to work as a physicist at a secret facility called S4, located near the Groom Lake area, also known as Area 51. Lazar's interview caused a sensation in the UFO community and also attracted the attention of the authorities, who allegedly tried to erase his records and discredit him. Lazar said that he decided to go public because he feared for his life and because he wanted to expose the truth about the alien presence on Earth. He said that he believed that the government was hiding the alien technology from the public and that it could have huge benefits for humanity, such as free energy, anti-gravity propulsion, and interstellar travel. He also said that he wanted to protect his colleagues who were still working at S4 and who might be in danger if they tried to speak out. Now, when somebody claims to have worked in Area 51, things get interesting because Area 51 is one of the most mysterious and secretive places in the world. It is a highly classified military base located in the Nevada desert, about 80 miles north of Las Vegas. It is also the subject of many urban legends involving UFOs, aliens, secret experiments, and more. One of the most famous claims as to Area 51 is that it is the site where the U.S. government stores and studies alien spacecraft and bodies that were recovered from various incidents, such as the Roswell crash in 1947, the Aztec crash in 1948, and the Kingman crash in 1953. According to this claim, the government has reverse-engineered alien technology and used it to develop advanced weapons, aircraft, and energy sources. Some of the alleged projects that were based on alien technology are the Aurora hypersonic spy plane, the TR-3B triangular craft, and the HARP ionospheric heater. Some people also believe that the government has made contact and agreements with some alien races such as the Greys, the Reptilians, and the Nordics, and that they have exchanged humans and animals for alien knowledge and assistance. But that is not all about Area 51. It is also allegedly the location where the U.S. government conducts secret experiments on humans, animals, and aliens, involving genetic engineering, mind control, time travel, teleportation, and more. Some of these experiments are said to have resulted in creating super soldiers, psychic warriors, hybrid beings, and interdimensional portals. Some people also claim that they have been involved in or witnessed some of these experiments, such as Al Bielek, who said he was part of the Philadelphia experiment and the Montauk Project, and John Lear, who said he saw underground bases and tunnels at Area 51. There are also the claims that Area 51 is that it is connected to a global network of underground bases and tunnels that are used by the government and other secret organizations for various purposes. The government has allegedly built hundreds of underground facilities around the world, some of which are shared with or controlled by aliens. Some of these facilities are said to be located under major cities, mountains, lakes, oceans, and even other planets. Some of the alleged functions of these facilities are to store nuclear weapons, conduct research and development, hide evidence and artifacts, prepare for disasters and wars, and plan for a new world order. Some people also believe that there are secret trains and maglev systems that connect these facilities at high speeds. Some of the rumored locations of these facilities are Dulce Base in New Mexico, Pine Gap in Australia, Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, Mount Weather in Virginia, and Mars Base in Cydonia. So, what was Lazar's job description at Area 51? One of the most intriguing aspects of Lazar's claims is his description of the alien spacecraft and their propulsion system. He said that the saucers were powered by a device called an antimatter reactor, which used a fuel source called Element 115. He said that Element 115 was a stable and super-heavy element that did not exist naturally on Earth, but was abundant on the aliens' home planet. He said that Element 115 was used to generate a gravity wave that could bend space and time around the saucer, allowing it to travel faster than light and across vast distances. He also said that Element 115 could be used to create powerful weapons, such as particle beams or nuclear bombs. Another intriguing aspect of Lazar's claims is his mention of Zeta Reticuli as the origin of the aliens. He said that Zeta Reticuli is a binary star system located about 39 light-years away from Earth in the constellation of Reticulum. He said that Zeta Reticuli is composed of two sun-like stars, Zeta 1 Reticuli and Zeta 2 Reticuli, which orbit each other every 170,000 years. He said that Zeta 2 Reticuli has at least two planets in its habitable zone, one of which is the home planet of the aliens. He also said that Zeta 2 Reticuli is visible from Earth with a telescope or binoculars, and that it can be used as a reference point for locating other star systems where aliens might exist. Lazar's claims have been met with both support and skepticism from various sources. Some people have praised him as a hero and a whistleblower who risked everything to reveal one of the biggest secrets in history. They have pointed out that some of his statements have been corroborated by other witnesses, such as his former colleague Barry Castillo, who confirmed that Lazar worked at S4 and that they saw alien spacecraft there. They have also noted that some of Lazar's descriptions of the alien technology have been consistent with scientific theories and experiments, such as the element 115, which Lazar said was used as a fuel source for the saucers, and which was later synthesized by Russian scientists in 2003. But that is not the only vindication that Lazar has had in his controversial career. In fact, this last one inspired Lazar's "I Told You So" video. This is where Major David Grush comes in after he appeared before the U.S. Congress. Grush is a former U.S. intelligence official who testified to Congress, claiming that a long-standing program that retrieves and reverse engineers UFOs has been concealed from the public and the lawmakers. His testimony was part of the first public congressional hearing on UFOs in over 50 years, which featured two other top military officials who are tasked with investigating the sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, the official term for UFOs. Grush said that he was involved in a secret program called Project Blue Book, which was officially terminated in 1969, but continued under a different name and funding source. He said that the program's main objective was to collect and analyze UAPs that were either crashed or shot down by the U.S. military or its allies. He said that the program had access to dozens of UAPs, some of which were intact and operational, and some of which were damaged or destroyed. He said that the program had a team of scientists and engineers who worked on reverse engineering the UAPs, trying to understand their technology and replicate their capabilities. He also said that the program had a team of analysts who studied the documents and data that were found inside the UAPs, trying to decipher their language and culture. Grush said that the program had made significant discoveries and breakthroughs, such as learning how to manipulate gravity and electromagnetism, creating new materials and energy sources, developing new weapons and propulsion systems, and communicating with some of the UAP's occupants. He said that some of these discoveries and breakthroughs were shared with other agencies and allies, but most of them were kept secret and classified. He said that the program had a budget of billions of dollars per year, which was misappropriated from other sources, such as black projects, drug trafficking, or money laundering. He also said that the program had a high level of security and secrecy, which involved using fake identities, cover stories, disinformation campaigns, intimidation tactics, and even assassination attempts. Grush said that he decided to testify to Congress because he felt that the program was unethical and illegal, and that it violated the Constitution and the public trust. He said that he believed that the UAPs were not a threat to national security, but rather an opportunity for scientific advancement and peaceful cooperation. He said that he believed that the public had a right to know about the UAPs and their technology, and that Congress had a duty to oversee and regulate the program. He also said that he wanted to protect his colleagues who were still working on the program and who might be in danger if they tried to speak out. Of course, Grush's testimony was met with both support and skepticism from various sources. Some people praised him as a hero and a whistleblower who risked everything to reveal one of the biggest secrets in history. They pointed out that some of his statements were corroborated by other witnesses, such as Barry Castillo, who confirmed Lazar's story, and John Lear. They also noted that some of his descriptions of the UAP's technology were consistent with scientific theories and experiments, such as element 115, which was later synthesized by Russian scientists, or zero-point energy, which was proposed by Nobel laureate Brian Josephson. Meanwhile, Grush is not the only person with insider knowledge to testify about aliens before Congress. Commander David Fravor and Ryan Graves are two former Navy pilots who testified to the U.S. Congress on July 26, 2022, about their personal experiences with UFOs, or UAPs. Their testimonies were part of the first public congressional hearing on UAPs in over 50 years, which aimed to shed some light on the nature and origin of these mysterious objects and to assess their potential threat to national security. Fravor was the commanding officer of the Black Aces Squadron, based on the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier, in November 2004. He was on a routine training mission over the Pacific Ocean when he received a radio call from the USS Princeton, a nearby cruiser, asking him to investigate an unidentified object that had been detected on radar. Fravor and his wingman, who remained anonymous, headed towards the coordinates given by the Princeton and saw a white oval-shaped object about 40 feet long hovering above the water. Fravor described the object as having no wings, no rotors, no exhaust plumes, and no visible means of propulsion. He said that the object was moving erratically, like a ping-pong ball bouncing off a wall. He decided to descend and approach the object, but as he got closer, the object ascended and mirrored his movements. He said that he felt like he was being observed by the object. He then tried to intercept the object, but it accelerated away at an incredible speed, leaving him behind. He said that he was pretty weirded out by the encounter and that he had never seen anything like it before or since. Graves was a Navy fighter pilot who served in the Red Ripper Squadron, based on the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier in 2014 and 2015. He was on multiple missions over the Atlantic Ocean when he and his fellow pilots encountered several UAPs that appeared on their radar and infrared sensors. Graves said that the UAPs were spherical or tic-tac-shaped objects that could fly at hypersonic speeds, make sudden turns and stops, and fly at altitudes ranging from sea level to 80,000 feet. He said that the UAPs had no visible wings, tails, exhaust plumes, or heat signatures. He also said that the UAPs were able to jam their radar systems and interfere with their communications. He said that he saw the UAPs almost every day for 2 years and that they were a part of life for them. He said that he was very curious about the UAPs, but also very concerned about their safety and security implications. He said that he had several near misses with the UAPs and that they posed a serious risk of collision with military or civilian aircraft. There is also the testimony of Scott Bray, the Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence. Bray said that he was responsible for providing intelligence assessments and support to the Navy leadership, as well as overseeing the collection and analysis of UAP data from various sources, such as radar, infrared, electro-optical, and human intelligence. He said that he had reviewed hundreds of UAP reports from Navy pilots and personnel dating back to 2004 and that he had personally witnessed some UAP events during his career. He said that he was very curious and very concerned about the UAP phenomenon and that he had dedicated a significant amount of time and resources to understand it better. Bray said that some of the UAPs that he had encountered or studied displayed flight characteristics or signature management that were beyond current human capabilities. He said that some of the UAPs could fly at hypersonic speeds, make sudden turns and stops, fly at altitudes ranging from sea level to 80,000 feet, and evade detection or jamming by advanced sensors and systems. He also said that some of the UAPs had no visible wings, tails, exhaust plumes, or heat signatures, and that they appeared to operate by unknown means of propulsion. He said that he was amazed and impressed by the UAP's performance and maneuverability, and that he had no explanation for how they achieved them. Bray said that he had not detected any evidence or communication that would suggest that the UAPs were anything non-terrestrial in origin. He said that he did not rule out the possibility of extraterrestrial life or intelligence, but that he also did not assume it as a default hypothesis. He said that he considered other possible explanations for the UAPs, such as natural phenomena, atmospheric effects, sensor glitches, foreign adversaries, or domestic actors. He said that he had not found any conclusive proof for any of these explanations either, but that he was open to new information and data that could help him narrow down or eliminate some of them. Bray also said that he was concerned about the safety and security implications of the UAPs, especially for military or civilian aircraft. He said that he had recorded 11 near misses between Navy pilots and UAPs, and that he had reported them to the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, and other relevant authorities. He said that he was worried about the possibility of a collision or an escalation with the UAPs, and that he had taken measures to mitigate these risks. He also said that he was interested in the potential benefits of the UAPs, such as learning from their technology or establishing contact with their occupants. He said that he was willing to cooperate with other agencies and allies to pursue these opportunities. Bray expressed his support for the establishment of a permanent office within the Defense Department to investigate UAPs, as mandated by the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2022. He said that the new office, called the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group, or AOIMSG, would provide a centralized and unified approach to collecting, analyzing, and disseminating information on UAPs. He said that the AOIMSG would also develop policies, procedures, and standards for reporting and investigating UAPs, as well as conduct outreach and engagement with relevant stakeholders and experts. He said that the AOIMSG would be led by a senior official appointed by the Secretary of Defense, and that he expected the appointment to be made soon. Bray said that he decided to testify to Congress because he felt that it was his duty and responsibility to inform the lawmakers and the public about the UAP phenomenon. He said that he believed that the UAPs were a matter of national interest and importance, and that they deserved more attention and resources. He also said that he wanted to reduce the stigma and ridicule associated with UAPs and to encourage more reporting and sharing of UAP data. He also said that he wanted to support his colleagues who were still working on UAP investigations like Lazar, and who might face challenges or threats if they tried to speak out. It has, however, been a long time since UFO researchers have been testifying before the U.S. Congress in open, closed, or classified sessions. One of the most famous testimonies was by Major Donald Keyhoe. He was a former Marine Corps pilot, a writer, and a whistleblower who claimed that the U.S. government was hiding the truth about UFOs and aliens. He testified before the U.S. Congress on several occasions and made some shocking and sensational revelations that sparked public interest and debate. As far back as 1958, Keyhoe appeared on a CBS live television show, The Armstrong Circle Theater, to speak on the topic of UFOs. He said that a U.S. congressional committee was evaluating evidence that will absolutely prove that the UFOs are machines under intelligent control. He also said that he had seen classified documents that confirmed the existence of UFOs and aliens. However, CBS cut off his audio during the broadcast and later claimed that it was due to technical difficulties. Many people suspected that it was a deliberate act of censorship by the government or the network. In 1960, Keyhoe testified before the House Committee on Science and Astronautics, along with other UFO experts and witnesses. He presented a list of 50 cases of UFO sightings that he considered to be credible and convincing. He also accused the Air Force of suppressing and distorting the facts about UFOs and of harassing and intimidating those who reported them. He urged Congress to establish an independent scientific committee to investigate the UFO phenomenon and to release all the information to the public. In 1966, Keyhoe testified again before the House Committee on Science and Astronautics, this time as the director of the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, NICAP, a civilian organization that he founded in 1956 to research and promote UFOs. He criticized the Air Force's Project Blue Book, which was supposed to be the official investigation of UFOs, as being inadequate and biased. He also challenged the findings of the Condon Committee, which was a scientific panel that concluded that UFOs had no scientific value or significance. He said that both projects were part of a cover-up scheme by the government to conceal the reality and importance of UFOs. He demanded that Congress take action to expose and end the cover-up and to support further research and education on UFOs.